The ocean is silent at night. Only the wind knows the secret of what's about to unfold. It's 2:30 a.m., a fragile hour between life and loss. A small inflatable boat slices through the dark waters of the Mediterranean, its engine trembling against the vastness of the sea. The destination, a tiny island off the southern tip of Italy called Lampedusa. On board are 16 souls and a dream that refuses to die. At the helm is Osman, just 18, his eyes fixed on a horizon he can barely see. Around him sit 15 others, strangers bound together by a single promise, that somewhere beyond those waves lies safety, dignity, and the faint echo of opportunity. The boat smells of gasoline and salt. They have been drifting for 18 hours. No food, no rest. Only hope and fear. Then, suddenly, the night erupts. A blinding searchlight cuts through the mist like a blade. A siren screams, the Italian Coast Guard. Panic spreads like wildfire. Some cling to the boat, frozen by terror. Others leap into the black water, choosing the mercy of the sea over the certainty of arrest. Minutes later, the Mediterranean claims its price. Some are captured, some are lost. Others simply vanish, their names unrecorded, their stories swallowed by the tide. This single night is not unique. It's a pattern, a silent tragedy that has repeated itself for decades. Thousands of young men, women, even children, have disappeared on this same stretch of ocean. Every wave tells a story of desperation, and every sunrise reveals a question that still haunts Europe. Why can the world stop this? Osman's story begins far from the sea, in the dry heat of Mali, West Africa. He was just a boy when his older brother left for France. The family called him brave. Osman called him a hero. For months, there was silence. Then one day, a message arrived. Facebook. His brother had made it. He worked in a supermarket, earned real money, walked clean streets, and lived among people who never worried about tomorrow. To Osman, France sounded like another planet, a place where life was more than survival. In his hometown, the air smelled of sweat and dust, and dreams were rationed like bread. Every friend he knew was either jobless or trapped in backbreaking labor. So Osman made a decision. He would follow his brother. He would cross continents if he had to. He tried to do it the right way. University applications, student visas, tourist visas, all rejected. Because he was African, he was treated as a risk, not a person. Some universities demanded thousands of euros up front, money he didn't have. When his tourist visa was denied, he stopped believing in paperwork. His path to Europe would no longer be through embassies or applications. It would be through the desert. With only a small backpack, a bottle of water, and a few €100, Osman vanished from his home. His mother thought he was visiting relatives. In truth, he was already on a smuggler's route, a hidden highway stretching from the heart of Africa to the edge of the Mediterranean. It began with a contact, a man everyone seemed to know but no one dared name. The contact's job was simple: find travelers, collect cash, and connect them to transporters who knew how to cross the Sahara. The money flowed through what they called immigration bankers, shadowy middlemen who held the funds until the migrants reached Europe. Half now, half later. If they survived. Osman climbed into the back of a Toyota pickup truck with 30 others. No seatbelts, no shade, no certainty. The sun was merciless, the sand endless. The desert doesn't forgive mistakes. Those who fell behind were left behind. Osman held onto the edge of the truck, whispering silent prayers into the wind. After days of travel, bribes at countless checkpoints, and near starvation, the truck finally reached southern Tunisia. He was exhausted but alive. The sea was now within reach. Or so he thought. In Tunisia, Osman was taken to what smugglers called a safe house, a crumbling apartment packed with dozens of migrants. The air reeked of sweat and fear. They were told to stay silent, use no phones, and wait for the call. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Food cost €20 a day. Most ran out of money long before their boats were ready. Some, like Osman, took construction jobs. Others turned to theft, scams, or worse. The tension between locals and migrants grew violent. North Africans accused the Sub-Saharans of crime. Sub-Saharans accused the locals of racism. It was chaos, a pressure cooker of poverty and prejudice. But one night Osman got the message. It's time. He handed over the final payment. The smugglers led them under cover of darkness to a hidden beach. The sea was calm. The moon was low. The boat, an old, half-inflated dinghy, waited like a ghost. They moved in silence. One by one, they climbed aboard. No names, no words, only breathing. At a signal, a faint flash of green light, and the captain started the motor. And once again, the boat slipped into the dark waters of the Mediterranean. That night, Osman joined an invisible current. Not of water, but of human will. Every year, tens of thousands take the same risk. From Morocco to Spain, Tunisia to Italy, Egypt to Greece. It is one of the most dangerous migration routes on Earth, and one of the most profitable. By 2014, Europe was in crisis. The revolutions in Libya and Tunisia had shattered naval control, and smugglers seized the moment. What had once been small, desperate operations turned into a billion-dollar industry. At the top were crime bosses, powerful, untouchable men who ran fleets of boats, bribed officials, and even collaborated with corrupt naval officers. Many posed as legitimate traders, importing goods by day and migrants by night. Former migrants would later testify that the same vessels used for smuggling belonged to military officers. Some even claimed to recognize the insignias. It was no longer chaos, it was organized business. And yet, for all the money and power behind it, the human cost kept rising. In 2023 alone, over 1,800 migrants, many of them women and children, were declared dead or missing in the central Mediterranean. The real number is far higher. Some survivors say the Italian Navy ignored distress calls, that when boats capsized, help came too late, or not at all. Officials denied it, but the silence of the sea told another story. Those who made it to Europe found a different kind of prison. Detention centers where they were treated like criminals. Some were beaten, some denied food or medicine. Thousands still languish in overcrowded cells, their only crime being survival. And what about those who succeeded? The ones who reached the promised land? For many, the dream ended the moment they set foot on European soil. Without papers, they became invisible. They worked illegal jobs, slept in abandoned buildings, and lived under constant threat of deportation. Employers exploited them. Policymakers debated their worth like statistics. Osman's brother had once painted a picture of paradise. The truth was far from it. Today, the Mediterranean remains both a bridge and a graveyard. A border not just between continents, but between hope and despair. Every night, somewhere along its vast horizon, another boat departs. Another Osman takes his first step into the unknown, and another family waits by the phone, praying for a message that may never come. Because for those who cross the sea, the journey never really ends. Even if they survive the water, they still have to survive what comes after. And for the rest of us, watching from the safety of dry land, the question lingers in the salt and silence. How many more waves will it take before the world truly listens?